Hello again, this is your headless piano teacher, and this is the third in a series of short little videos on chord substitutions. The first chord substitution technique we took up was to ask ourselves into what other chord this melody note fits. So if the melody note fit in C, it might also fit in E minor, or it might fit in E flat, or it might fit in A flat major 7th, or it might fit in G or G minor 7th. There's lots and lots of chords the melody note will fit in. So you just ask yourself into what other chord will this melody note fit. And then the second video was on 7th chords. For any 7th chord, you can substitute a chord that's a 4th below the root and make it a minor 7th. So for C7th, we can substitute G minor 7th, and then go back to C7th, resolve to C7th. Okay. For G7th, for example, 4th note below that is D. So for G7th, we can substitute D minor 7th, and then resolve to G. Okay. So for any 7th chord, no matter what it is, you can go down a 4th and substitute a minor 7th and then resolve back to the chord. By the way, you don't have to resolve back to the chord, but usually that's the case. So you have this kind of feeling. See that? Okay, and the third chord substitution technique I'd like to talk about are called half-step slides. Anytime you're moving from one chord to another, look for opportunities to do half-step slides. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say we're going from C to F, the C chord to the F chord. Okay? Well, what's a half step above F? It's F sharp. So I should look for the opportunity to play an F sharp chord right before I play an F chord. Or what's a half step below F? E. To play an E chord right before I go to F. And usually you can use the 7th. If you use the 7th, that makes it smoother. For example, let's say I'm on C. I'm going to F. There's G flat 7th. That's a half step above F. See? Then I just slide down to F. Let's say I'm on G7 and I'm going to C. What's a half step above C? It's D flat, isn't it? So I'll play a D flat 7th chord. Watch. And again, if you can use a 7th or a 9th, it's smoother, but even if you don't, it's still a good chord substitution. Okay, let's do one more, then we'll call it. If you have a, let's say that we're going from a F chord to a B flat chord. What's a half step below B? B flat. It's A, isn't it? So we could play A 7th and slide up to B flat. Or we could play the B chord and slide down to B flat. Let me do that in context. Now I voiced that, with contemporary voicing, meaning I'm using 9ths and 11ths and so on, but it's still the B chord going down to B flat. So look for opportunities to do half-step slides, one half step above or one half step below the chord you're going to. So that's it for chord substitutions. 3 basic techniques. Ask yourself, first of all, what other chord will this melody note fit in? Secondly, for any 7th chord, ask yourself, what's the 4th below, and build a minor 7th. And thirdly, anytime you're moving to a new chord, ask yourself what's a half step above it or below it, and then play that before you resolve to the chord itself. Okay, thanks for being with me, and if you enjoy these little tips, come on over to Play Piano and sign up for our free newsletter, which comes by email every 3 or 4 days, and I'll give you more and more tips like this. So thanks for being with me, and bye-bye for now.